Welcome back to TBB,
aka the Bestie Bonus.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Taylor. And today we are doing a big Super Bowl recap. And then we have a question of the week,
Which is, what is your favorite Super Bowl dish to eat or serve?
I'm very excited.
So wait, what's yours?
Oh, I mean, the classic is like a buffalo chicken dip.
Mine is
course.
a pigs in a blanket.
I love pigs in a blanket.
Oh, we missed out this
But
year.
I think overall, my favorite thing to eat when watching the Super Bowl or football in general is a homemade burger. And last night, Peyton made us
the grill master.
amazing homemade burgers. It was delicious. And I really do appreciate like a burger on the grill at home. It just hits different.
This question of the week is going to make us so hungry.
I know, I'm already starving.
already drooling.
And I think it was literally on episode 228 that I was like, we've got to stop
With the food.
We've really got to stop. Because you
Big
guys are listening
foodies.
to like 8 in the morning and you guys are starving
You're
for
like, buffalo chicken dip.
breakfast. No, buffalo chicken dip. I want it.
All right, here are some of the answers that we got. You want to just rally back and forth?
Yeah, let's go.
A lot of buffalo chicken dip. We'll just take that off the...
Of the above.
Yeah.
Oh, a 7-layer dip or smoked queso. I live for a 7-layer dip.
I love a layer
I
dip.
haven't had a 7-layer dip in a long time.
Oh, pigs in a blanket. Someone
Yes.
said it. Oh, it was Kelly.
Of
Kelly
course.
said it.
I love a good pigs in a blanket. A chili and cream cheese dip with tortilla chip. Oh, girl, you got
say
me. I'm
less.
starved already.
Mini sliders or wings.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of wings, buffalo dip, the saucier,
Loaded
the better.
nachos and meatballs. Yeah.
Barbecue meatballs. Crock pot.
A little bit of that grape jelly in it.
You know, I almost asked Aaron. I said, are you sure you don't want me to just make you guys
You should have made the meatballs for us.
the meatballs? Well, I didn't have enough. I was like,
Yeah.
listen, if you want that instead of pizza, can you run to the store real quick? Because I don't have time. I got to fix the trash can.
Right.
He's like, no, I'll just order pizza. I was like, damn, I really wanted some
I
for
could have
myself.
absolutely bodied some meatballs.
Rotel dip. We haven't had that in so long. This is
We were
Rotel dip
addicted to it.
is actually our villain.
It is.
I'm sorry.
It really is.
We gained so much weight eating Rotel dip.
We ate it
All the time.
If it ran out, we made a new dish when we lived
We
together.
always had Rotel dip.
And we never didn't have, like, there was not a time. And if we didn't have it, it was like, we've got to get to the store.
Yeah, we need Velveeta and a can of Rotel.
Yeah, exactly.
ASAP.
And then we had to have the best chips. Oh my God. So good. So good. Well, here's my question. Some people don't like meat in it. Do you like meat in it?
Well, I guess honestly, the only time I've ever had it was when we made it, and we never really had meat in it.
We blended it. Now, growing up, I've always had it with like meat in it and then not blended. So it was like thick and like, yeah, I like it like that personally. But our Rotel dip was like just,
It was
you could jacuzzi a chip in it. If you don't know what a jacuzzi,
good munchie. All right.
good munchie, the best munchie. My mouth is absolutely
That sounds so good.
watering. Cream cheese and sausage baked into a dip or served on a croissant. I love a sausage cream cheese croissant like
That sounds
wreath.
good.
Oh my God.
Garlicky artichoke and spinach dip. Logan made that last night.
did.
But this one in a French bread bowl and then dipped with smoked Gouda.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to have that. I need to have that right
Do you
now.
actually have the... Oh, I'm replying to someone.
I'm
Sorry.
starved.
Do you actually have the spinach and artichoke dip downstairs?
Logan
Because
is
do we need to go
literally
get bread bowls from Panera and order
absolutely
them?
licked it through last
Oh,
night.
okay. Well, he just ruined my life.
He did, and he ruined mine too because I was absolutely starving. And there was no reason for me to be starving. I ate.
We were like, we got to stop eating.
We literally were like, arrest me if you see me go near there again. Because there was a point where I was like, I'm just eating because it's so good and I want to keep eating.
I had at least 13 pieces of bruschetta.
My whole roof of
maybe
my
make it
mouth is
130.
absolutely raw from how many pieces of bruschetta I had. Like, I'm not joking. Like, when I was brushing my teeth last night, it was burning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost a layer of skin over that on the roof of my mouth.
Street corn dip.
Oh, we have a cornbread in here. I live for that. Thank you. I love a good
that's
cornbread.
A Southern girl.
A really like specifically Super Bowl to me with a cornbread is either a sweet cornbread or a jalapeno cheddar cornbread, which is personally one of my faves to home make. Like,
yeah. My mom would make this dip whenever we were growing up, and it was like refried beans, salsa, and cheese. It was like the most simplest thing.
Yum.
But oh my God, we just devoured it. I'd be like, Mom, please make your dip.
Please make your dip. Oh my God, my mom used to make 7-layer dip all the time. Like that was out. I'm literally
I've never I've had it, but I've only actually ever had 7-layer dip. Probably either at someone else's house hosting or like store bought, and that is not the same.
That's not the same. It's just so good. It's so good. Okay, so another thing that we need to fill you in before we get into the Super Bowl recap is that we're swapping because we wanted to give this to you in real time. This is our last day recording things. Morgan leaves to go to Hawaii, so wave goodbye.
Bitches.
But also because we wanted to give you one thing in real time because I always feel so disconnected when we're talking to you like weeks in advance. And also you need to know is that we've pushed the other TBBs around. And so when you're hearing them, they are referencing a very specific date. Specifically, it's the Valentine's Day one. We're swapping the two, so you're gonna hear Valentine's Day a few days after Valentine's Day, and then Morgan's birthday is gonna be correct. But Morgan's birthday, actual Thursday episode, we had no idea what
out
day
of
it
whack
was.
of what day it was. And then my spiral will probably come in March.
Yeah, she still does have notes for a spiral, and we still have your screenshots.
And I'm okay with it because I actually don't really like it that much, but it will be fun to do.
Yeah, well, we can do whatever we need to do whenever the hell that gets here. But I can't even see that far into the future.
No, me neither.
But we are ready to do a Super Bowl recap, and let me get my notes ready for you.
You guys, wow.
First off, just because it's the least important, actually, let's talk about the game.
Yeah, the game, I mean, fucking blowout.
Yeah, I mean, Super Bowl 59, you would think that with the Chiefs and the fact that the Chiefs beat out the Bills to get here, first off, if the Bills would have gone to the game, it would have been a really different game, you know?
Think so too.
I think it would have been a lot more fun. It was just a bit boring. It was a bit, I've been here before, but seeing the Eagles absolutely stomp their asses,
that was nice.
Felt great, must say. And
I will also say, Philly fans, why did you have to destroy downtown Philadelphia last night? Don't you guys know better? Yeah, they did.
Of course they did. What else would they be doing? They
were just crazy.
That's just what they like to do. That's one thing about being I was cheering for the Eagles last night, clearly. I would like to be a part of a fan base that cuckoo, to be quite honest. That's kind of a part of the draw to
it is.
Want to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Philly fans are crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy. So talking about Chiefs are pulse check. What happened?
No, really though.
It wasn't just that the Eagles were the better team. It was seriously that they needed to be shocked back to life.
When is the last time that during a Super Bowl they put in the second string?
Couldn't tell you.
Because that happened.
Because that did happen. And I mean, Mahomes got his ass rocked, getting sacked left and right last night. It was just...
I saw this video. Sorry if you're a Chiefs fan. I saw this video of Drake and Mahomes, and they were it wasn't an actual video, it was AI.
Yeah.
And they were hugging, and it was playing in the arms.
No, truly. They both need a pulse check, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
For the Eagles players, first off, just as people, we had AJ Brown, Barkley, we had Hurts, we had, all these incredible players that obviously Hurts was an Alabama person, so we know him very well.
Saquon was Penn State, and then I think the Giants.
Then the Giants is where he was first drafted to, and he just is the pure example of someone who worked really hard to be as good as he is, and also had gone through a lot. This was a big deal for him last night. I was very, very happy for him. And especially because they did so many focus reports on him and telling his story and all the things. You felt super connected to him.
I have followed his now fiance Anna Congdon for probably 8 years. Before they were even together. And I don't know why. Yeah. It's just one of those accounts that I probably saw on a feed page or a discover page, and I liked it, and so I followed it, and now I'm feel I'm kind
part
of
of the family.
You're
here
maybe
now.
I'm in a kid. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I am.
Sister-in-law or something.
Another person, going back to what I was saying with AJ Brown, I wanted to talk about him because of what he discussed in his post-game interviews, and he was talking about this little kid named Trey Howard from Philadelphia. He and his family were in one of the cars or around when that plane crashed in Philadelphia.
Oh.
And
Terrible.
This little boy, he jumped on top of his sister and shielded her. And he had a brain injury. And when he woke up, he said, "Did I miss the Eagles playing in the Super Bowl? And is my sister okay?"
Oh.
And so like AJ Brown gave him a big shout out, and like everyone knows like AJ Brown's story, specifically like when he was with, I think, the Titans, after a game with the Titans. I'm not really positive on like his entire thing, but like we had the book that he sold out, and like he's been very candid about mental health and everything. So like him being a part of that and just like having his time felt really sweet. I'm like so emotionally connected to every emotional story that a player has ever told. Like I can say whatever I want to about football in terms of like how I think it's the biggest bullshit rigged situation of all time, but like what you can't ever take away from football is like the amazing stories that come out of it, and how football genuinely saves people's lives for it to be as stupid and fucking rigged as it is. Like truly, that's like where my heart lies with football. That's what I've always been so passionate about working in football. Final score, if you didn't watch, was 22-40 Eagles, obviously, and those 22 points only came up in the second half, and
at the very end.
And there was way more Eagles fans in the stadium. So people say that, like, they didn't have as many people working on their side. Well, you guys have been here. This is your third time. Like, not everyone has
$30,000
literally to
on a
fork
ticket
out
every year.
And that actually kind of made me happy that not that many Chiefs fans were there. So like these people didn't pay an arm and a leg to go, and that be the result. That'd be,
oh my God,
horrid. So it kind of worked out for the best for everyone. I feel
sure.
really bad for the Chiefs. Don't get me wrong. Like that's to lose on that big of a stage.
It's pitiful.
It's really upsetting, and to lose that, to get your ass handed to you that badly, like, okay, that was sad. I mean, that was Super Bowl 59 football.
Carry on from the game, man.
Yeah, but I'm excited for 60 next year. Do we know where 60 is going to be at?
I don't know.
All
I know last night was my whole feed was flooded with the Steelers playing in Ireland's first NFL game.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, do we need to go?
Should we be there?
Like, do I need to go? I don't know.
To go.
I think maybe that might be a plan. So,
yeah, no, seriously, I really would be. Where is Super Bowl 60? It is going to be in Santa Clara, California at Levi's Stadium. So all the influencers are going to be repping Levi's. Oh, should we okay, at the end of this, we should make predictions for what's going to happen with it being next year.
Oh, well, all I know is Kendrick Lamar busts out his boot cuts.
He had his boot cuts on, bitch. But we're going to come back to halftime very last, because that's the one that we're going to talk on the most. Then let's talk about just like entertainment stuff that was going on there. Taylor Swift getting booed.
Yeah. That kind of hurt me because she's a fucking Pennsylvania girl.
Yeah, it was sensitive.
Was born and raised Eagles fan, and she's supporting her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So that was kind of
And I think
cruel.
she even knew too that it wasn't like a personal thing. It was these are Philly. These are literally like Philly. Back in the day, like pelted Santa Claus with like frozen snowballs. Like, if you made it out of there alive, like you're good.
She's used to that.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, one of the big things that we're going to talk about on What's New Wednesday that will come out tomorrow for our Patreon listeners, our big money ball and benches on our $10 tier. Something that we've been keeping up with for a long time is the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds of it all.
Who did not make an appearance.
Right. And they did send out, tell them about the statement that you were telling me about yesterday that they sent out about like not doing things or whatever.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Okay, someone told me yesterday.
Damn, I missed that.
Yesterday, like a few days ago, because they didn't go to, I think it was People's Choice Awards or like Golden Globes, whatever just recently happened.
Grammys?
No. Something happened like last night or something. People's Choice Awards. I'm not really sure.
Maybe I missed that too. Where have I been?
I think it was on Saturday night, but like I literally only saw headlines about it. I didn't even know that it already happened. I don't know if this is one that's pre-recorded or not. I'm not really sure. Anyways, apparently Ryan Reynolds actually got an award and didn't go to this award ceremony to collect it. And they said like prior to this, so like earlier in the week before the Super Bowl, they were like, hey, we're not doing anything like publicly. We're gonna stay locked down. And everyone was like, okay, well that's because like they didn't get invited to Taylor's box because Taylor's mad at them for involving them in whatever. I think that either way, if I was Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, I wouldn't be going. I would be locked up in my house right now.
Yeah, I don't need to be in public.
I don't need to be seen. Like, unless I have a full makeup team coming to camouflage my face
into a completely
and
different
put a fat
persona.
suit on me, I will literally not be leaving my house.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah, I don't blame
So, like, a lot of people, I was one of the people I was like, ooh, this is going to be interesting. But
it was rumored a couple weeks back that they were going to be in
as
her
like
suite.
To say like, basically,
and like this is
we're
like
good.
make or break.
Yeah.
And I think it was a break.
I think it was a break. And especially because another thing that we're going to talk about tomorrow on What's New Wednesday, but came out this past Monday, the 10th, is the interview that was done on Gents Talk. I don't know what it's a boy podcast. I've never even heard of it before, but
we're scared of boys.
Baldoni did, yeah, we don't really fuck with boys, but unless they're ours, but unless we own them, but he like did an interview, Justin Baldoni did an interview like before all this shit came out in the media and it was released, and there's like subtle talks. We listened to it. We're gonna break it down a little bit as best as we can in What's New Wednesday. Moving on, I wanted to bring up the poppy vending machines in influencers' houses.
I didn't know that had anything to do with the Super Bowl.
Yes, so they technically sponsored all of the Super Bowl like influencer parties that were being held at the influencers' houses.
Okay.
So they put these giant vending machines in there. And I actually found an article on it, but I want you to like say your piece on it.
Well, you know what? That kind of changes what I think on it.
Okay.
Because how many times do you see at Coachella whenever people like heavy market their products and they like fully deck out an Airbnb or someone's house? And so that kind of takes away from like the initial argument of like, I mean, that's so insensitive, that's out of touch. Like you have people you could have
helped out. Sorry, it sounded like there's a crashing sound below us.
Yeah, you could have put that in a elementary school.
Right.
You could have put that in other people's houses that need that. But honestly, my take on it is that it's fucking branding. Like that's what they do. Like
it's extremism. You want people to talk about it. If you wanted to get your shit talked about, like I'm not gonna lie, I honestly was gonna go buy a poppy because I've never had a poppy before. I've had one before and I didn't like it, to be quite honest. Probiotic in a like seltzer. I live, laugh, love any seltzer, water seltzer.
Not me.
Yeah, Morgan's not.
I'm
a big water seltzer girl. I will drink every single one.
Tonic water.
Yeah. Well, I can't do tonic water. I hate tonic water. But like I love a good flavored seltzer water drink. It's literally the only thing we keep in this house other than like tap water. Not really tap water because I would never. Filtered water. But anyways, people were like pretty upset about this, but it was a genius marketing strategy, to be quite honest.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing. So there's this article that everyone was like sharing on socials, and I don't know, I've never heard. First off, the name makes me not even want to talk about it, but like I don't know how real this is. So I want to go ahead and preface with that. But the Bro Bible did a article on this. It was just been all over social media, so I want to talk about it. And the title of it is Soda Company Poppy Gets Destroyed After Decision to Send $20,000 Vending Machines to Influencers' Houses, and it backfires. This is what the article says. The prebiotic soda brand Poppy has found itself in a soda war with rival Olipop after the company's decision to send $25,000 Poppy vending machines to 32 different influencers' houses. That is a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Honestly, as an influencer, I'd be like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Just give me $25,000.
Where the fuck am I going to put this?
Well, people had it in their garages because there's like no other place to put it. Like
I would be like, okay,
I'm going to have to move a hutch to be able to make room.
Right. Okay, cool. But like who's keeping up with the maintenance on that?
Right. Well, they come and get it. I think like it's they had it the week prior to the Super Bowl. They could get as much as they wanted out of it. And then like their Super Bowl parties and it's going to be picked up. Like there's no ways they gifted these vending machines.
I don't know.
But let's read on. This all comes amid Poppy shelling out a fortune for a Super Bowl 59 commercial, and Olipop appears to be reaping all the benefits, actually. Because essentially what Olipop did was like comment on like a video or something. It was like, yeah, we don't have $25,000 per influencer to spend plus whatever you had to pay them to do a video on it,
right?
Because you forget
plus
that
delivery,
exactly, like
filling it,
different cities too. So they're shipping it, they're filling it, and they had people come in, deliver it, set it up,
10,
fill
20,
it up,
30 grand,
exactly,
depending on who it is.
Poppy wanted to increase its brand footprint, so they sent 32 influencers Poppy branded vending machines. Those influencers posted videos across TikTok and Instagram, and those videos were seen by millions prior to the Super Bowl itself. Some people liked the videos and thought it was a super cute stunt, but a lot more folks took a stance as to why you would want to waste $800,000 sending 30. So total, they spent $800,000. That's still not even how much they had to pay for them to post a video. Sending 32 people gifts when you could have put vending machines in college campuses, high traffic areas, anywhere, or done anything because that's another thing, is that you could have put free vending machines around that people could get whatever they want to out of it. But the flip side of that is that, okay, you're spending $800,000 on a marketing campaign and you're not going to get marketing from it. Like, you're not going to get the reach that you want from it. So from a marketing standpoint, I understand.
If you put it on a college campus, no one is likely to do anything more than an Instagram story. Who these people probably have 1,000, 2,000, maybe max 10,000 reach.
And then how many people is actually going to view that story? Right. You know?
You put it in somebody's house who has a reach of 3 million followers.
Plus
that's a much larger reach than a college campus could ever offer.
Exactly.
Which is...
So what they're spending their marketing budget on makes sense.
Yeah.
They're trying to get reach and they're paying for that reach. So like, is it justifiable from a marketing standpoint? Yes. Is it justifiable from just like a frivolous spending standpoint? No. Absolutely not. But I understand from a marketing standpoint. Next, Lady Gaga opened with, or before the opening, I believe, did LA fires and the NOLA victims.
Where were we?
It was before we turned on the TV.
What were we doing?
We were talking. We were playing a game. I don't know what we were doing.
I don't even remember how the Super Bowl got turned on, but we missed
Peyton
a lot.
came in and he snapped and he pointed at it and we said, okay, and we turned it on.
Oh,
and when we turned it on,
like that.
We stepped into the national anthem with John Batiste. But what we also missed was the actual opening ceremony with Harry Connick Jr., and he is obviously like born and raised in NOLA. And I went back and watched it this morning. First off, I'm a big Harry Connick Jr. fan.
I don't know. Do I know him?
You would know him if you saw his face. Harry Connick Jr. is more of like an 80s
Harry
bigger. Harry Connick Jr.
Oh, Harry Iconic.
He, first off,
Harry Iconic.
He's a phenomenal actor, but he's an amazing musician. He can sing. He can play any instrument he touches.
I know him.
He's got a phenomenal voice. He's a great actor. He was way bigger like in the 80s. I only love him because my mom has always loved Harry Connick Jr. and has
Dolphin Tale.
Yes. And he was more recently in like a Nicholas Sparks like love
Find
movie.
Me Falling.
And there's another one.
Hope Floats 98.
Hope Floats, my favorite movie of all time.
P.S. I Love You.
Oh, it was so good.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yes, amazing.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, you know
I
them.
always say, I don't know them. I just don't know actors' names.
She doesn't know anyone's name. That's the difference. She knows everyone's face, okay? But Harry Connick Jr., he is an NOLA boy, and he opened. It was phenomenal. People were like kind of not happy about the opening all the way to the national anthem because of, they said it wasn't Americana. No, it wasn't. It was NOLA. Like, it was trumpets, it was trombones, it was dancing, it was jazz, it was swing, it was like scat. It was everything that makes NOLA. It was big, it was fluffy, it was Mardi Gras. Like, it was New Orleans. Like, that's what it was.
I didn't see it. Damn it.
You need to go back and watch it. Like, it's really fucking good. But people were like, I just felt like it was a little all over the place. No, that's fucking NOLA. Like, what are you talking about?
That's where you are.
That is Americana because that's NOLA. And guess where that's at? Oh,
America.
yeah. Where do you think Cajun culture is? Like,
guess where else it's at? Gulf of America. Don't forget that, guys.
Don't forget that.
Sarcastically.
Obviously, I wanted to defend my mans. But other than that, entertainment-wise, was there anything? People are torn up about what Alex Earl is wearing. I think she looks great.
Oh, I was not with it.
I just am like, she normally is always in skimpy shit. Like, let her wear something covered.
You know what it reminded me of?
Kim K?
No.
What? Trash bags?
Us in me and specifically in Los Angeles.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like,
Trauma.
okay, yeah, you're like Matrixy.
Yeah. But I liked her shoes. I liked that she was uncomfortable. Like, whatever.
She had to have been fucking hot though.
Definitely.
The leather skirt.
Yeah. But people are like fucking so mad about it. I'm like, well, she's normally in like a bikini. Like,
well, I also think that the comments come from Alex always being like, oh my God, I need a stylist.
Yeah.
Like, where's Ashton?
Everyone was like, Ashton's not going to approve of this. And she came on.
That
like,
is actually
that's
Ashton's
very much
style.
her sister style. Like 100%. I thought she looked good. Who else? Is there any other things that went on entertainment wise outside of
halftime?
Do you want to talk about commercials?
Honestly, kind of lacked. I liked the Snoop Dogg, Tom Brady.
I liked the Rocket Mortgage one.
Yes.
Rocket Mortgage was really sweet.
The Dorito alien abduction, of course, obviously.
Yep. Mountain Dew was whack.
What was the tongue one?
The tongue one was weird.
We were like, are we in a trip?
No, we were first off like, this is like sexual. Like, it was just, it was weird. There wasn't any that I was like, other than the few that we've already mentioned that like stopped me in my tracks. Let me pull up this list of like the best and the worst. Yeah, because
guys, we were such yappers last night. We
could not shut up.
We really failed commercial time.
We really did.
So hard.
We just had to chit chat in the middle of them. Oh, Duncan was good. Was Duncan the one that was the weird one?
Wait, was Duncan the one with Jake Shane?
Duncan was the one.
Did you see Jake Shane in a commercial? I saw it on TikTok.
I don't remember.
Instacart. Oh, Instacart. That was so good.
That was so good.
What's the Energizer Bunny doing? Yeah, we're like, oh my God, Kool-Aid Man.
Literally everything. We were like, oh, that's the so and so bunny. That's the da 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 da. Like we were naming all the brands, and we're like, what the hell is this? Like, why are they all there? Oh, the intro was Stitch for the promotional. That was awesome. Was so smart. But literally, it had me so stressed out.
Taylor's like, how did they get Disney rights? What like, channel are we watching this on?
I'm like, wait, does Disney own Fox? Like, what is going on right now? Like, how do they get these rights?
I do want to talk about the Him and Hers commercial.
What was that? I didn't see it.
It was like basically calling out Big Pharma. And it was like that they are poisoning your food. Obesity is a problem in America. We are getting sick to stay sick. Medicine that can change obesity, like GLP-1s, aka, for those that don't know, Ozempic, semaglutide, Wegovy, et cetera, those are being marketed up to thousands and thousands of dollars so that no one can fix obesity. So this is Him and Hers commercial. At the end of it, they're like, we're here for you, affordability. And so this one has caused a ton of it's very
makes me happy on our decision a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know what? I do want to make, while the topic is up, I would love to make a comment about people that like want to talk shit about like GLP-1s and all that shit. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Fuck off.
I mean, truly, it does just, it's so much more than just like a quick weight loss. Like there's so many women out there and men who suffer from
with like
PCOS.
Yes.
So many things.
Insulin resistance. Like just for the love of God, you don't, I was going to say something really mean. I'm going to not say what I was going to say. Like here, I'll say this. You have a choice to not put something into your body, which at some points I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. But just leave people the fuck alone. Like, what does it matter?
All another good one. Activate things that should already be activating in your body.
Exactly. But because of our shit food and because of everything else in the world, like,
and that's what Him and Hers did on the commercial, and people are not happy about it because they're like, this goes against everything of the
FTC guidelines, which are advertising guidelines. Yeah, we have to follow them, and it does. It 100% does go against it because like we couldn't in a commercial say like crazy shit like that, even if it was true or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, it's speculation, and it was also very biased speculation. Like you're not showing both sides of it, which again, like it's a commercial.
That one I watched at home. It was definitely third quarter. We probably got it, and I watched it at home with Aaron, and I was like, damn, that ain't gonna turn well.
No. The Little Caesars one was the first one we actually saw with Eugene Levy. And his eyebrows flew off. That was a cute one. I liked seeing his face anywhere. I did see the Ritz one, but I don't remember it. We were talking in the middle of it, but I remember looking up and seeing the scene.
Oh, I do remember that.
Bad Bunny in it. And then, the one with Shane Gillis and Post Malone for Bud Light.
It was Coffee Mate. Sorry, that's the tongue.
Coffee Mate.
No, that was the time when they were spraying down the thing.
It was. It was their cold foam. That was atrocious. I don't ever want to see it again.
Insane.
Truly.
There's children watching.
Yeah, but the Bud Light one was so good. It was just funny. Like they're just acting like dads, like good neighborhoods on the block. And we actually saw them promoting it like 2 weeks prior, like going to parties and shit.
Guys, whenever the Doritos commercial was on, we were like, is that Hardy? And the guys are
like, what are you talking about?
It doesn't even look like him.
It looks just like him. We're like, FYI.
Actually, and then Logan did come through at the end. He was like, oh, I mean, it kind of looks like him.
Logan's like, I'm not going to lie. It did look like him at first.
Meanwhile, at halftime show, Aaron's like, was that Serena Williams? I'm like, why would that be Serena Williams? It was later that night. I was like, oh, turns out that was Serena Williams.
I didn't even hear that conversation, but yeah, it was 100% Serena Williams. With that, let's move on to the halftime.
Oh my God.
First thing I need to say is that it's phenomenal.
Absolutely
fuck what anyone
phenomenal.
says. That was art. That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That was what art is supposed to be. And one thing that I realized this morning when I was rewatching it, because you know me, I had to go back and rewatch it 972,000 times on the big screen, on the computer, on the phone. Press pause at one point so I could see just how long the stage that they were performing on was 60 yards, Morgan. 60 yards worth of stage, and every fucking square ounce square foot of that was inch of that was being utilized in the most beautiful way. Now, before we get into like the details of it, I do want me and you to comment on like the performance aspect of it.
Honestly, I thought it was fucking phenomenal. Like absolutely, like
the
chilling.
choreography,
everything was great. Now, was it like theatrical in a way of like having floating stages like Rihanna? No, but that was not the fucking point.
That wasn't the point.
And also, like, for rappers, it's really hard to perform in like theatrical ways like that, besides it just being a waste of fucking money.
Exactly.
You know, like you're not having a song where you're like,
or one-sided, but like because think about it, like when you're typically like at a concert, right? Like you the choreographers, and like when you're planning your performance, you're only having to think about, for the most part, one line of sight. Like if we're talking about like a stadium, they do the whole back. You don't get tickets from where behind stage is. So you're thinking about people on the left, the right, the front, and like high up, and what they can see and what they are looking at. This one you could see from all angles. And specifically, what was so phenomenal about it is it was made for you to be able to enjoy the performance from in person, from up high, from the ground, from the camera. And every inch of that was art. I mean, the lighting and the writing and the crowd.
I also think that like he chose his audience, and his audience was the millions of people streaming at home. Like because and you do see it like when you have front stage where it's only going to half the stadium. Like, yes, he did have it like an aerial view where you could like everyone in the stadium could see what was going on. But his direct audience was the public at home on their couch.
Because that's truly like, that's who's paying for this, to be quite honest, is the people that are watching the commercials. Like you think, I mean, of course you're paying good money to go sit there, but like
a ticket,
like, you know, I think what was the commercial cost last night for fourth quarter? 8 million for fourth quarter commercials, because that's like the highest watch time, or right before the halftime.
Not this year. I'd be pissed.
I would be so
my God.
mad. I would be so mad. And also like another one is like right before halftime, right after halftime. Obviously, those are the highest paid spots for advertisers. Those commercials are what pay for the
and also when you go back and you look back at a performance, like you're not watching it from someone's view in the stadium. You're watching what the people at home on a television saw. And I am just so tired of the hate, and I also need these fucking people like my parents to understand that they are not the target audience anymore. And I am so glad we have hit target audience.
I know. We're living.
We are living.
We have been living, and we are living. Like, truly. And, you know, I have many things I want to talk about in terms of like one thing that you can't say about Kendrick Lamar is that he is not a lyricist. He's not like a poet. He is an artist. And
a magician with words.
Truly, like, everything he says has meaning behind it, and it's got multiple meanings, and it comes from like such a deep place. Samuel Jackson being Uncle Sam.
Guys, when he walked on the screen, we were like, oh my God, there's no fucking way.
And then, you know, actually I was watching these videos and reading these articles about like a lot of people that were saying like, actually even more so than like what Uncle Sam, it has multiple meanings. One of the meanings is that in one of Drake's songs, he's like, tell your uncle or something, in a diss track about like, get your uncle. And he was like talking about Kendrick Lamar. And then obviously we have Uncle
you know what else
Samuel Jackson.
Is that, well, you know, his setup was a PlayStation controller. Who owns PlayStation? Sony. Who owns Drake's record label? Sony. Yeah, I put that together this morning. I was like, holy shit.
Hell yeah. And then, so going back to Samuel Jackson, is that, first off, he's a Chattanoogan. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Lyrical. Cool. That representation of like, you know, the second part where it's like, you have to play the game, and then it comes back and he's like, you're being too loud, you're being too much, you need to tone it down. That was actually a reference to what people call Uncle Tom. Let's educate you within Black History Month. But I got educated today. I had no idea the history behind this. But Uncle Tom is essentially like telling Black people to tone down, to be more like, be quiet. Don't be so da-da-da-da-da. Don't be this. You can, if you tone down, white people will listen to you. And then that's why in that part where he's like, you need to tone it down, everyone was like, that's what was a reference to a Black man saying to another Black man, like, you need to be more palatable for the white audience. And that's when he's like, fuck it, and like starts being humble.
I didn't even know that. So that's a double-edged sword, because hello, double-edged sword. Sword. The W is not before the O. That is a double-edged sword because to me, I didn't know any of that. Thank you for educating me, but I saw it as like American media censorship.
Yeah.
Like absolutely.
And it was. That's the other side of it.
That. Right.
Yeah, that's the
like,
other side.
As a whole, like for the American people to fucking sit there, be humble and sit the fuck down and go to by your day to day.
Right.
Like
and
that's
it was that and it was all of the above.
And that's why he's a fucking genius.
That's our point exactly. It's like I literally have chills talking about it. Okay, the quotes that we need to talk about that are obviously like so absolutely like influential that he said, number one, like the revolution will be televised. You picked the
right time, but the wrong guy.
Okay, and I didn't know this actually, but that is a direct reference to a 1970s song called The Revolution Will Not Be Televised by Gil Scott. In the song, it discusses that the revolution won't be seen on media because media won't acknowledge it. It will be held and it will be felt and held within the community, within the streets, which is why the stage was a street. Chills again. But it talks about like in the song is that, you know, these conversations will be had, but the media will censor it. And that's why he took out the not, like, no, we're not going to let you not hear us. Like, you will hear us. And that's where the influence comes from that he talks about, where, like, the influence is still here, no matter how rigged it is. All of that. And then, obviously, the 40 acres and a mule. I didn't hear it at the time because we were all talking at that point.
Right. But after watching it 9,000 times today,
I was like, wow. And people that, like, didn't understand. I didn't understand what it meant at first until, like, people were talking about it. It's talking about how when slavery was abolished, that the American government promised acres and
a
mule to, like, you know, as like payback essentially, and they never got it. And it's like as a thing, like, don't fucking trust everything that the government says. Like, the great American game.
Did you also notice, and maybe this is in your notes here, and I don't know what point, what song, but they're all on the street, they're all dancing, and everyone dies, only the inner circle's still standing.
Yeah, and it's going clockwise. Yes. Counterclockwise, as in like we're reverting back in time. I had that in my notes as well. Turn off the TV. It says game over in the back. I mean, everything about this. To
bring in a little bit of paranormal, I watched this clip on TikTok today where they had like an indoor camera. Yeah. And that was a part of the Super Bowl that was playing. It was like, turn off the TV, turn off the TV. And their fucking TV turns off. And they're like, oh my God, our ghost thought we were talking to them.
God. Our ghost was like, Alexa. Our ghost isn't Alexa. And she's like, yeah, let me turn that off.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just so many things. Like, I mean, we could talk ad nauseum about this. I'm so incredibly impressed. Like, when you saw them walking, like the dancers with Kendrick in front, when they're walking all the way down that street. First off, that's 60 yards. Do you guys understand how long 60 yards is? Yeah. That is like, and they were on beat the entire time, in sync.
Yeah.
And
phenomenal.
His breath control was unbelievable. I would have been.
Yeah. Stage right.
Yeah. And the smile.
That's my favorite part.
I mean, truly. Everything about it. Like,
and there's no response from Drake's side yet. Except
shut the fuck up. Sit down.
Except from, I guess he posted on Instagram today, and I only read this in an article. I didn't actually fact check it. But it was like, wasn't anything special. It was just like him at a concert with like the big OVO like bird emblem or whatever it is hanging behind him, and they think that that's an ode to being like, okay, well, I'm still successful, so you sit down.
Okay.
Like, okay, well, you're also
pulse check, please.
Yeah, like, did you cry?
Are you okay? Like,
I want to know, like,
please, someone had to have a camera on him that's gonna get leaked to TMZ,
Surely.
Right? Like,
he was probably like locked alone in his bedroom with
probably.
Bobby Allhop. Okay, sorry, you might that it. No.
I might leave it in. Yeah, but I mean, everything about it, I thought it was beautiful art.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
And if
I want to see it again, pull it up.
Truly, let's run it back. Let's run it back. I don't think I'm ever going to get over the 60 yards worth of stage that they were completely encompassing. SZA obviously did amazing. Serena Williams.
And that
was the biggest fuck you ever. Because, like, if you don't know.
I didn't know.
That's
like,
Drake's
I knew that like 15 years ago. Like, post our time with Drake. Yeah. We were like fresh into Drake. And so I didn't know about that. I knew that he would rap about Serena Williams, but like I always just thought it was because she's like Serena Williams.
She's literally Serena Williams.
So like I didn't know that there was like a relationship there until last night, and I was like, holy shit, like that.
Her hair looked so good too.
Oh, she looked fantastic.
I know. I was like, wow, she looked great.
That's why I didn't recognize her. She looks great. She always looks great.
And then Mustard coming out. Anything else that we're missing in the big part?
No, Mustard! Guys, he's yelling, Mustard! And I turned to Aaron, I'm like, who is that? Aaron's like, Mustard. You didn't just hear him say, Mustard? I'm like, okay.
She turns to me and I said, and he had on a big mustard mustard colored leather jacket. And I said,
hey, you win some and you lose.
Hey, man, we also were having just a good time. We were just vibing.
And then also, so Samuel L. Jackson, whenever he was like praising Kendrick, like, that's a good boy or whatever he says exactly, that was after the songs like with SZA and like
this is what they want to see. This is what America wants to see.
And we were proving it. The stadium was cheering louder. They knew those slower, poppier songs, and then like that hard
cut off,
West Los Angeles rap.
Yeah,
that's what he was like. Tone it down, and the crowd was kind of like just chill, like vibing. Like. So
it proved
we were literally proving his point.
It proved the overall every aspect. Art. It was art. I have nothing else to say. Like, it truly was. And if you don't get it, then you can't appreciate art. Then I don't know what else to say to you, because it's art. No matter how you feel about it,
it wasn't meant for you.
It was
bitch.
art. It was phenomenal. And like, okay, PlayStation's one thing. I didn't even care about that. I was just so like.
Oh, at first we were like tic-tac-toe, Squid Games.
No, literally, we were going all back and forth. Like, what is it? What is it? Yeah. And then finally, obviously, like, we figured out, but. Everything about it. And his bell bottoms, baby. He came out there rocking the bell bottoms. I love that. He looked good. And then the American flag came out, and then it was divided, and then it comes back in together in a ripple effect. You know me and Morgan. If you've seen mine and Morgan's choreography,
we love a good
ripple effect. Anyways, I think that's really it that we have for the Super Bowl recap. This is going to be a bit of a longer TBB for you.
Holy mother
I am 100% going to have to edit.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Talk to you guys on Thursday. And we actually have a very, 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 very special case for you this week, and a video that you can watch with it.
I'm like, what is it? I know now.
You got it now.
All right, love you guys.
Love you guys. Talk to you later. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you're not starving at 8 o'clock in the morning after the question of the week. Love you. Bye.